So I pretend I'm doing all that I can and hope someday you'll find it in your heart to understand why I put the Ataris as a number 14 seed. Blue Skies and Broken Hearts and So Long Astoria are absolute pop punk classics. Blue Skies is an absolute masterpiece. In This Diary and San Dimas High School Football Rules are absolute anthems of my entire high school career. The band has been and always will be overshadowed by their cover of Don Henley's Boys of Summer. Also, Chris Rowe is interesting to say best. They didn't need the viral moment a couple years ago where he launched a drum kit at his drummer on stage for no apparent reason. And I know that guy, and that's really shitty. You're not alone if you think that Saosin is dreadfully underseated at number 14. Saosin's vocalist, Anthony Green, is a god among men. They had huge opportunities by signing with Epitaph and then with major record labels Capitol and Virgin. You're Not Alone, Voices, and 7 Years are just straight emo classics. Anthony Green rejoined the band in 2016 and they put out a decent album. They had a shitload of lead singers though throughout the years. I mean, the lead singer Story of the Year even had to fill in for them through an entire Warped Tour. And unfortunately, nobody can compare to Anthony Green as a lead singer. I don't know how you could find anybody better than that. I also think they were always kind of forced into the heavier radio rock side of the genre, and they toured with Avenged Sevenfold, Coheed and Cambria, Under Oath, Alexis on Fire, Norma Jean, The Devil Wears Prada, and bands like that. But they also managed to land a couple tours with Census Fail and Story of the Year, and I think had they stayed along those veins, you really might have seen them have a better chance of absolutely exploding and being legitimately one of the biggest bands to ever come out of the genre because they had the talent for it. I think the best fit they ever had was when they were on Linkin Park's tour with the likes of The Sleeping, Taking Back Sunday, Medina Lake, My Chemical Romance. That was a great tour for them, but for whatever reason, they were never able to capitalize on that. Hey there, what's it like seeing the Plain White T's come in at the number 14 seed? Do you think that's 1,000 miles away from where they should be, or what? Hey There Delilah is probably one of the most overplayed songs to ever come out of the entire scene. It hit number 1 on Billboard, actually, and there's not a lot of bands that you're going to find in this bracket that have had a number 1 hit song. The song went platinum and also snagged them 2 Grammy nominations. Their songs 1, 2, 3, 4 and The Rhythm of Love also went platinum. And from a commercial standpoint, these guys would be considered an absolute dream. Obviously, everybody loves Hey There Delilah, even if they don't admit it, but these guys were always just a bit too pop rock for me. I've got nothing really negative to say about them. They've had a killer career, and I'm just not sure if they're really my cup of tea, but the success they had earns them a spot at the table. Rounding out the 14 seeds are the boys all the bad girls want, Bowling for Soup. These guys put out a major label record on Jive all the way back in 1998. In 2003, they had their arguably biggest song, What Girls All the Bad Guys Want, and that put them up for a Grammy. They broke the top 40 on Billboard, and due to the song 1985 getting a ton of radio play, they went on to release another song called Ohio, better known as Please Come Back to Texas. And from what I can tell, the band always was just much bigger in the UK. For some reason, these guys don't get the same respect put on their name